Here's the thing though. You know why I wrote this book? Formidable Faith, The War Room of the Spirit. The precise intention behind this book was that warriors aren't born, sometimes they have to be built. And a lot of you have to deconstruct what you think about yourself. For those of you that were actually even born warriors, you need to be refined. You can't just be born a warrior and then you're like, yeah, I can do anything. No, you don't even know how to swing an axe. What are you going to do? You don't know how to use a sword. What are you going to do? You don't even know how to move around when there's armor on your body. What are you going to do? And before you learn about spiritual warfare tactics, before you learn about how to do this and what kind of warfare exists on planet Earth in a spiritual sense, they first build the soldier, they build the warrior. And there's a certain type of identity in a person that you have to be before the armor can fit on you, before the weapons can be used by you. Because at that point in time, you're not reliant on weapons, you are the weapon. That's why I wrote The War Room of the Spirit. For those of you that want to become the weapon, those of you that actually want to be the warrior that you know you're meant to be, and have spiritual, you can be the prayer warrior that you know you're meant to be. I wrote this because you're supposed to build the warrior. And a lot of times, even if you were born a warrior, there's a lot of infiltration that outside sources, even sources in church, have to deceive you and build a false identity around the warrior that you're meant to be. And what it leads to is something that has to be taken off and refined so that you can be the warrior that you're meant to be. That's what's in you has to start becoming strong enough to destroy whatever's clumped on you, to the point that what's in you is reflected outward, right? Like Jesus says. Then we have the throne room of the Spirit. This is for those of you that go through depression, those of you that aren't satisfied in your life with God. And now that I've given you the revelation of how deep your heart is, you can understand the depth of God's love for you. The main theme of this book is love and truth. Love and truth. And now that you know your heart is deep, how do you accept the depth of His love and truth for you? This book will help you with that. Trust me. And in the very first page, I've left a note for you to realize that every prompt you read, there's going to be something you can come back to. There's going to be something like you read, right? You read one topic, like this is delicate truth. And right after you read this delicate truth, I have empty lines for you so that you can ask the Holy Spirit, okay, I just read this. What are you trying to tell me through this? How does my relationship with you affect? How is this subject affecting my relationship with you? This delicate truth subject. What am I supposed to write here? What are you trying to tell me through this about my relationship with you, about who I'm supposed to be? And then the Holy Spirit starts speaking to you. And then you write, and then you write, and then you reflect. After you're done with the whole thing, you'll have exercised a muscle to strength, spiritual strength, that you can hear God. So much so to the point that you start hearing Him audibly, and then He infiltrates your mind, and then you have the mind of Christ, so you start thinking like Him. And then you go back to the very first prompt and you realize where you came from. And over time, what happens is like none of these books actually work if you don't put the work in. I wrote these books. I actually put the work in, so I know how well it works for me. The ability I had to speak about this topic for this long, and all my YouTube videos for this long, is the direct result. So you can trust that if I'm writing in this, there is no ounce of bullshit in this. There is no ounce of BS in any of my devotionals. And I'm the living proof of it. I wrote them, I come up with these videos, and the ability for me to speak this much. Recall, I prayed twice before I shot this video. I prayed once before I even had the camera rolling, and I prayed once when the camera was rolling right in front of you to bless all of you and take whatever you will from it. But my ability to speak this much is because of my relationship with God and all the lessons I've learned. So I'm giving you something that I didn't have in my walk with God. I'm giving you an advantage, and I'm going to give these books for you. I wrote them for you. I'm giving you an advantage for you to start learning to listen to God and to exercise a muscle that I had to learn how to exercise the strong way, to the point that these books became the result of my relationship with God, my ability to hear God. And that's why I can do these videos, because God speaks to me and then He's like, okay, I want you to do a video about how your heart is not desperately wicked and deceitful. This video is living proof of the fact that you can have this type of relationship with God, and I'm giving you a way to do it. All you have to do is put the work in. For once in your life, dedicate and commit to something. And by the time you finish this book and you fill in every prompt and you fill in all the lines, you'll realize you have something. The person you become. The person you become with God, the person you become in your relationship with God, that's going to be valuable. That person is the one that's going to actually make the fruition of everything that God has planned for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you. The plans that God knows He had for you, the intentions with which God created you, that is the person that you will become. If you finally commit to honing in on your relationship with, you're making, I said this in the last video too, you're making an investment in your relationship with God. You're making a spiritual investment with these books. Not a financial one. The finances will come later when you have the right relationship with God. You have to first make the spiritual investment of time and money in this book. Everything that this book has to say, you invest the right time on a daily basis, and I guarantee that you will not lose. That's a guarantee from the Holy Spirit. That's a guarantee from me. We partnered up on this to write this book, and that's all I'll leave with you. You will not regret it. I promise you. Any one of my devotionals, by the end of it, you will not regret it, because if you do as I ask, and you ask the Holy Spirit after every prompt, every topic, you ask the Holy Spirit, how does this apply to my relationship with you? How does this apply to the person that you want me to be? And you write in the prompts. You're basically written words in any language have a frequency to them too. You will see it in the video that I leave in the description. Written words have a frequency. That's why people say, write down your dreams, because it becomes tangible, it becomes something that's real. So everything that you hear from the Holy Spirit, when you start writing it down in these pages, you'll be like, whoa, it's real. What the Holy Spirit said is real. And by the time you're done with these like 100 or something days, and you look back at the first one, you'll realize how much the Holy Spirit has, because you wrote something, the Holy Spirit has seen it to fruition with you. Right? He who started a good work in you will see it to completion. That's all I promise to you if you start the work and if you actually put in commitment and dedication. Spiritual investment right here. And it's not just a spiritual investment, it's an emotional, mental, social, financial investment in you. And even in some ways a physical investment if you can start doing push-ups as well too. So there you go, guys. And yes, please be kind to people, please be kind to dogs, and I hope you're going to have a great week and spread kindness and joy. Understand the depths with which you can be kind, trustworthy, loving, and generous towards people this week. Please indulge in kindness towards others, indulge in generosity towards others, indulge in just doing good things for other people without any hidden motive, without any ulterior motive, just being good towards other people. And look at what it does to you, what it does to your identity and how you think about yourself. Because you'll realize you're capable of a whole lot more if you're willing to do things for other people without having an ulterior motive or a transactional aspect in any sort of way. Have a great week, guys. I hope God's shared something with you. And for those of you that felt convicted by the Holy Spirit by this video, just leave a comment. Even if it's a heart, I'll understand what you mean to say. And that would probably be the best way to leave a comment saying you accepted this message because you left a heart in the comment. And I'm trying to tell you that your heart is not deceitful. So if you know, you know.